today. Just what did you make of it? What'd you feel out there?
There's good competitiveness out here, guys going at it, competing, trying to make each other better. So I thought that was the positive of today. A little sloppy offensively. I thought we started great, had I don't know how many plays it was, had a long drive to start with and scored. And then from there, defense, picked it up a little bit, and we had some mistakes, just self-inflicted wounds, kind of been the story of camp. I'm trying to clean up some of that stuff pre-snap. So just got to clean up the operation, the mistakes that, the defense doesn't inflict on you, you do on yourself. So all those mistakes are, we just got to get better and cleaner. But I thought there was some good competition, guys flying around. So there was some good, some bad. We'll watch it, we'll learn from it all.
You sort of talked about it, but just are these mistakes that can just be cleaned up? These are correctable mistakes, obviously.
For sure. I mean, it's pre-snap stuff. It's there's always a little bit of that in camp, but the amount we've had has been a little too sloppy for the offense that we want to be. If you want to be a great offense, you have to be really smart, not make those mistakes that hurt yourself. Obviously, execute, and I think the execution has been actually decent once the ball snapped, but the other stuff before the snap, you don't ever get a chance if you don't do that right. So there's been some stuff that we just have to lock in on the details. For me as a quarterback, got to operate a little cleaner. Let's get up the line faster so guys can communicate and think and have time to, process and, remind each other of the cadence, all those things. It's all of us in it. We just have to be sharper.
I saw Liam was kind of talking to you and Parker just now. I've seen it a few times actually after practice where he'll kind of give brief. Just what is it like having a coach that doesn't mind showing you, hey, this is exactly how I want it?
It's great. His communication, he's very, I'd say, thorough too, just with the details of every play, of what he's thinking, the way he communicates with me on the sideline from play to play, between series and practice. I mean, he does a great job of talking to me and seeing what I'm seeing, and I think we're really starting to get on the same page as far as I'm thinking how he's thinking in certain concepts and playing faster, and that's going to be something that just continues to grow as we play more together, and obviously as we get in the season and start playing these real games. But it's been awesome having him as our coach, and just the teaching he's been able to do for our group, not just the quarterbacks but the whole offense, the offensive line, the running backs, the wideouts. He's done a great job of just teaching us all a lot.
Where's the concern level with the drops? 7 of them, I think, today. Had some last week in the scrimmages.
I'd have to watch it. Some of those, I was in for some of them, but then on the sideline, looking at the iPad with some of the guys during between series when the other groups were in. So I'd have to see them. It's just, some of it's focus. Obviously, guys just looking at the ball and focusing, not trying to get upfield too fast. Some good contested catches by our defense too, breaking up some passes. But we got to treat all of them like they're ours. And then sometimes the throws aren't always perfect. You got to be in the right spot at the right time and give guys a chance to catch, tuck, and get upfield. And if you're late against a good defense like ours, and give them time to close and make a play on the ball, it makes it tougher. So there's a lot of factors that could be involved in that. It's not all on just guys catching the ball, but that is part of it. It's just focusing, looking it in, not trying to get upfield too quickly, and making sure we secure it. But we got to do our job as quarterbacks too, and give them the ball accurate and on time.
Because there were mistakes today with the drops and penalties, does that change the outlook for Sunday? I mean, if this was a perfect practice, you guys probably wouldn't go. Do you expect to play?
Yeah, I expect to play. I mean, that's the kind of the mindset of the preseason, is expecting to play, and it's always kind of a very variable very number of snaps. You don't really know exactly what it's going to be, but expecting to play. I'm not sure if the result of today's practice would or wouldn't have changed it. I don't know as far as what coach is thinking, but I'm prepared to play, and from always communicated to us, we're prepared to go and play a little bit. So it's just another opportunity for us to get better. I think you got to take it for what it is and learn from it and watch the tape. And you can't be doom and gloom come game time, because you got to run practice, you got to be able to bounce back. But we do have to clean this stuff up. Some of the stuff showed up all camp, so we got to be deliberate in what we do to change it. You got to do something different in order to get different results.
From your perspective, go ahead. I think you talked to us earlier in camp, and you said those still were changing stuff that you made and worked on. You wanted to see, would you revert back to some of the old stuff when you're in a game or a scrimmage or something like that? So did you less than you thought you would, or how have you managed that?
A little bit. I felt like in the game, a little bit reverted to some of this old stuff I used to do. Not a ton though. I thought it's about what I would expect. Some snaps where it wasn't perfect, like it's practice, and where you're not going to get hit, and you're not in the tight pocket, and all those things. It's obviously easier to control that out here because of this for red jersey. You're not going to get hit. So I think that's great practice for me, is keeping calm feet, keeping calm eyes, being disciplined with my feet in the pocket, staying in the safe spots, finding those safe spots. And I thought overall in the game was pretty good, but there's a couple snaps of just bouncing around a little bit that I want to clean up, and that's stuff that we already watched and kind of started working on for this week.
Is it starting to feel most of the time like second nature at this point?
Yeah, no, it does. It's starting to feel a lot more comfortable and natural. I'm not having to think about it. I'm not having to say, okay, what's my footwork on this play? None of that stuff anymore, obviously. So I feel comfortable with it. Some of the just mechanical stuff that you've done for years is just the way you hitch, the way you transfer weight, and some of that stuff takes a little longer to train out. But we do such a good job of working it in Indy and all the periods that aren't team periods, to where I'm starting to build that muscle memory where I see it carrying over. But I don't think about it when I'm playing and when I'm in team periods or in a game, because you don't want to be thinking about what am I doing with my mechanics. Like you can't play that way. You got enough to think about. So we've done a great job of working on it. Really detailed work in Indy and trying to pinpoint the issues in those periods.
Is it like? I'm sorry. Is it like rebuilding a golf swing? In a way?
He's never had to rebuild his golf
I
swing.
should. That's something I need to do.
That's it.
I don't know, to answer your question. I'm not good enough at golf to answer that, or I haven't changed my swing. I probably should. For all the people watching, probably think I need to, but I don't know. That's a tough question.
But like when you shotgun, to his point, you don't ever walk up there reminding yourself left foot forward.
Not anymore.
Okay.
In the spring it was a little
Okay.
bit. I'd get up there and I'd have to switch my feet back, because I'd done it for
20-something years.
not that long, but a long time.
15.
Well, I don't remember what I did when I was 7 or 8 or whatever.
From your perspective, when does the starting offensive line sort of need to be set so that you can start building a rhythm with that group?
I mean, that's not really a question for me to answer. I think continuity is important, but the way this game is, guys get hurt and injured, and you got to O-line is a group where, I don't know what the stats are, but typically you don't have the same 5 guys every single game for the whole season. So there's value in getting other people in there and playing and building that chemistry with more than just 5 guys, because the reality is something could happen and you might not have one of those guys, 2 of those guys, who knows? I mean, it just depends on the type of year you have. But and hopefully, pray all our guys are healthy all year. But I think we have a good feel for the 5 up front and who it's going to be, and those guys are working well together. But we have a lot of guys that can play, which is encouraging. But we just got to get a little bit more on the same page when guys come in at these different positions. And like we talked about before, it's not always the most comfortable thing for those guys to bounce around, but it's valuable for us. So I think they've done a good job of doing it and doing it pretty well for the most part. We just got to clean up some of the simple stuff that we can fix.
Liam said last week that he took into consideration what guys like Hainsey and yourself said about wanting to play. What does it mean to you have a coach who wants your guys' input when it goes to the decision-making process?
He's been awesome. I feel like there's been a lot of, I couldn't name all of them, but there's been a lot of just little things where he's taken something a player's said or suggested and implemented it. And I think as players, that goes a long way, because you're like, all right, we're in this together, and he wants us to be, and it's not all about being comfortable, but it's also listening to your players and taking that feedback and using it to make your team better. And whether it's the schedule or practice or whatever, how guys are feeling, I think he just has a really good pulse on the team, and it goes a long way with the guys. Like even some of the stuff in training camp, the way he structured things, we've been able to get our bodies back, and I think guys are very appreciative of that and notice that, especially when you've been in the league now for a few years. You see how other places work, how other training camps are, and you're appreciative of the stuff he does. And on the flip side, we have to take care of him and come out here and be clean and crisp and practice hard, because he's done a great job of really helping us feel good coming into these. I mean, you never feel great in training camp, but for training camp, I think everyone would say we feel pretty good for it being training camp.
And then how much trust has LaQuint Allen earned from you guys in pass pro? It seems like he's kind of stood out there.
He's done a great job ever since he came in. It's been something I've noticed is his pass protection. He's picked it up really quickly. But the biggest thing is, he knows what to do, but the way he does it, he's really physical, violent, meeting linebackers in the line of scrimmage. And that's huge. You get these games inside with these linebackers trying to pick off our centers and guards, and the sooner you can meet them, the more physical you are. It knocks them off their game they're trying to run, and you can pass it off. And that's a killer for a group up front. Is if you get picked on a game, it could be a 4-man, 5-man rush, and you should be blocked. And if we get picked, then it's an unblocked hitter on you. So he's been a really key blocker for us in pass protection.
He likes to scrap.
Last one.
Yeah, that was good stuff. I love how we obviously don't want to make a habit of that, but the competitiveness, and then right after, both of them were great, and like nothing happened. So that's what you want to see. I mean, it gets competitive out here, and it should be. Don't want to cross that line too often, but we're all teammates at the end of the day.